Ding, ding, how are we? Who is ready to change this state and change this country this November? For those of you that don't know me, Josh Turek, and I am honored to be your nominee to be the next United States Senator from Iowa. And with your help, you're going to send me to the United States Senate in November. A little about me, born and raised in Council Bluffs, Iowa. I'm born in a working class family and a working class community. And my family, we went to the Goodwill for clothes, we shared clothes, had the wrong color lunch tickets. So in a deeply personal way, I understand what so many Iowans are going through right now, just struggling to keep roof above their head and food on the table. Also was born with my disability. I was born with a condition called spina bifida. This was due to my father's exposure to Agent Orange in Vietnam. I had my first surgery at 1 day old. I had 21 surgeries before the age of 12. So in a deeply personal way, I also understand the importance of affordable and accessible healthcare, and I believe that healthcare is a human right. Also, as the video said, I'm a 4-time Paralympian and a 2-time gold medalist in wheelchair basketball for USA, something quite proud of. I've been a director of a nonprofit organization for disabled kids for more than a decade, and the way that I found myself into politics just 4 years ago is I was working in healthcare. And what we were finding was, since Iowa had privatized the Medicaid system, a 1,000% increase in denial rate. I thought this was fundamentally unjust and immoral. And I said, I need to do something about this. People said, Josh, you can't win out here in very red Western Iowa. And I said, I'm gonna attack this the same way that I've overcome all the adversity in my life, same way I won gold medals. I'm gonna outwork my opponent. And what that meant for me, in very hilly Council Bluffs, was every single day, rain or shine, hot or cold, dragging my wheelchair upstairs to have conversations with Republicans and independents because the math didn't work any other way. And we won that first election by the grand total of 6 votes. And I tell that to you all because I don't want you to forget how much every single one of your votes makes a huge difference. But what I'm more proud of than the 6-vote margin is in 2024, they spent hundreds of thousands of dollars against me on negative television ads, negative mailers, canvassers, and took that 6-vote margin and moved it into a 6% margin. And that was 50% more overperformance than any other Democrat in the state. And what that has taught me is the right candidate with the right message, and I believe that message is common sense para-populism like Senator Tom Harkin used to talk about, and the right work ethic, and by that I mean going around to all 99 counties, we're gonna be able to win. And this is the year the pendulum is swinging back our direction, and we are going to be able to win this US Senate race, and we are going to be able to make Iowa blue again. This event is really special to me. It was a year ago that this was my very first political event. I got in this race a year ago yesterday, and it's been interesting as I've been traveling this state, all 99 counties. I keep engaging with people saying the same things. Josh, I'm struggling. I'm struggling just to keep food on the table, pay my electric bill, keep gas in my tank. And I think we're all feeling that struggle right now. We're looking at a state that has really hit the bottom. We're one of 3 states seeing our economy contract, 48 for income growth, 48 for personal income growth. We're basically dead last for every single healthcare metric, OBGYNs, mental health providers, mental health supports. Just since Ashley Hinson was elected, we've closed over 842 healthcare entities in this state. We've got a water quality crisis. We've got a cancer crisis. We've got public education, which used to be a point of personal pride for all Iowans, the gold standard, precipitously dropped down now to the bottom half because we're giving private schools public money. And now, because of the tariffs and the war in Iran, we're leading the nation in farm foreclosures. This is not the Iowa we know. This is not the Iowa we grew up in. But Iowans are ready for change. And this is our year. And what has my opponent, Ashley Hinson, done in 6 years up in DC? She voted to cut health care for 110,000 Iowans. She voted for 119,000 Iowans to see their healthcare premiums double or triple. She has voted 4 times in favor of the tariffs that have decimated rural communities and our small family farms, and 6 times voted to continue this war in Iran. Meanwhile, becoming 10 times more wealthy. This is not what we are wanting. We don't need any more millionaires in the US Senate. We have 73 millionaires. What we need in the US Senate is more people like myself from places like Council Bluffs, Iowa, with lived experience, with economic struggle, with healthcare struggle. Because when you've experienced it yourself firsthand, you'll have a different level of empathy and a different level of fight. And this is what I want to go to the United States Senate for, is to be a fighter for the people, not for the billionaires and the large corporations. And as a common sense prairie populist, here's some of the things I'm going to be fighting for. A livable wage. Affordable housing. We need to drive private equity out of housing, out of healthcare, out of nursing homes. I believe in a public option. I believe that healthcare is a human right, so affordable and accessible healthcare, affordable and accessible pharmaceuticals, drinkable water, women's reproductive freedom, functioning public schools, because I believe that public money belongs in public schools and every kid deserves a world-class education. And I want to fight the corruption that we're seeing in both parties. We need to overturn Citizens United, one of the worst decisions in Supreme Court history, because we can have oligarchy and we can have democracy, but we cannot have both. And right now what we have is outside influence from billionaires and large corporations buying off our political process. I'm also going to fight for ethics reforms, both to members of Congress and to the Supreme Court. I'm in favor of term limits. And I'm in favor of banning members of Congress and their family from owning and trading stocks, because people like Ashley Hinson shouldn't be going up to DC to become 10 times more wealthy. And I'm also in favor of mandating every single member of Congress has to host at least one annual town hall, because members of Congress should be accountable to the people, to their constituents, not to the donors and the lobbyists. So here's my ask to each and every one of you. I won my first election by 6 votes. So I want to leave you all with a 6-vote initiative. And that is, if each and every one of us here that cares about this country, cares about the state of Iowa, cares about democracy, if we each do just a little bit more than what we've done, we're going to be able to win this race. And so I'm asking you, talk to 6 family, 6 friends, knock 6 doors, register 6 people to vote, bring 6 people to the polls. If we do that, we will not only make a generational change to this state, we will flip the United States Senate, and we are going to change this country. It's a unique opportunity we only have here in Iowa. I want to leave Senator Kelly plenty of time, so I'm going to leave you with one last thing. We really were honored to have the great Senator Tom Harkin for 30 years. My political hero. This is his seat 12 years later. And I say it is going to be something beautifully poetic that the man that is coming to get Senator Harkin's seat back is only there because of the work that he did on the American with Disabilities Act. So that we here in Iowa can once again have a senator that is fighting for the people, fighting for social and economic justice, fighting for social safety nets like Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, and not just looking out for the billionaires and the large corporations. And with your help, we're going to flip the Senate and change this country. Thank you all.